Greetings to all. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Anatrao Krishnan from University Malaysia Sabah, and the title of the paper that I'm going to present today is Trends in the Application of Multi-Criteria Decision-Making Methods for Agricultural Land Suitability Assessments, a keyword analysis using bibliographic data. And as usual, this presentation will cover the research gap, research motivation, objectives, the methodology of the research, the key findings, and not to mention the contribution and the limitations of the current research work will be highlighted too. And just for your information, this paper is actually the outcome of our preliminary investigation that we have done for our project, where in that project we are actually trying to trace the ideal farm locations in Labuan Island, Malaysia. So to begin with, we cannot deny the fact that assessing the suitability of agricultural land involves comparing various sites or locations based on specific criteria to determine how well these sites or location support different farming activities. And this process undoubtedly is very complex since it requires the consideration of long list of criteria or parameters such as the soil quality, slope, climate factor, water availability, and the land use regulations, etc. In fact, these criteria usually carry different degree of importance or weight and are often correlated, making the land suitability assessment become more complex. So the complex nature of this assessment due to the presence of various criteria or parameter has actually urged the researchers to utilize multi-criteria decision-making methods, or in short form known as MCDM methods, where these MCDM methods enable decision makers to conduct a more systematic evaluation of available sites or locations against selected criteria and allow them to make a more informed decision. And so it is actually not surprising for us to know that the use of MCDM methods in evaluating agricultural land suitability has significantly increased, as what is reported in the literature. In actual, there are numerous MCDM methods available, which we can generally classify into two categories. The first group is that criteria weighting methods, and the second one is alternative weighting methods. So in the context of agricultural land suitability assessment, criteria weighting methods help calculate the degree of importance of each criterion, whereas the alternative weighting methods are usually used to determine the overall suitability score for each land parcel or location under consideration. For instance, in a recent study carried out by Lee and his team in 2023, they utilized the AHP, one of the widely recognized criteria weighting method, to assign weights to various land suitability criteria for urban agriculture. They then used the Topsys method and alternative weighting method to calculate the overall suitability score of each site under consideration. However, it is interesting to note that despite the extensive use of MCDM methods in assessing agricultural land suitability, there has been no bibliometric analysis focusing specifically on this area. Existing bibliometric studies cover MCDM application in various fields, but none have actually targeted agricultural land suitability assessment. And therefore, the scientific community, including the researchers and the funding agencies, lack clarity on the recent developments and primary area of focus engaged with MCDM application in agricultural land suitability assessment. They also lack on crucial quantitative insights needed for making informed decisions about future research. This study therefore aims to fill this gap by analyzing keyword data from relevant publications. The goal is actually to provide an overview of current trends in MCDM application for agricultural land suitability and offer recommendations for future research based on the findings. Coming to the methodology part, to be precise, our keyword analysis comprise three main stages. The analysis started with gathering bibliometric data from the Scopus database, and to find the relevant publication we use search terms like multi-criteria decision making, agriculture and land suitability, ensuring these terms appeared in the title, abstract or keywords. We also included synonyms of these terms to ensure a thorough search. And we filter the results to include only journal articles and conference paper, whereby we exclude the other types of publication like review papers and book chapters, since this type of publication mostly do not present research work. So at the end, this process resulted in 394 selected publications, which were then exported and saved in Microsoft Excel format for further analysis. Coming to the second stage, we use the split function in Excel to break apart keywords from each publication into separate cells. These keywords were then organized to prepare the data in the format needed for our analysis. Finally, we use the Tableau software for generating the needed word cloud, and we use the Tableau mainly due to its flexibility in customizing visualization types and designs to suit the analysis requirement. This figure is the word cloud summarizing the popular keywords extracted from the publication, each with a minimum frequency count of 5. In total, the word cloud includes 40 keywords, and among them, GIS and AHP appear as the most popular keywords in the literature. These are the 5 key conclusions that we can make based on the word cloud that we generated. Firstly, we can claim that the researchers are increasingly using AHP and GIS tools to assess agricultural land suitability. AHP, which is a popular MCDM method, is used to estimate the weights of land suitability criteria or parameters. Meanwhile, the GIS is used to calculate the overall suitability score of each site or location based on these weights and to create visual suitability maps. Secondly, we can conclude that most previous studies have relied on AHP, a subjective method to estimate the weights of land suitability criteria. There is limited research on combining subjective methods like AHP with objective ones. Future research could explore combining an objective method such as critique with AHP to improve weight estimation accuracy. And thirdly, based on the keyword analysis, we believe future research might also investigate the alternative MCDM methods like FUCOM for assigning weights to land suitability criteria. Using FUCOM, which is an advanced version of AHP method, could help reduce bias in the site selection process. Fourth, we also anticipate that the use of TOPSIS for evaluating agricultural land suitability is likely to continue growing due to its ability to rank sites based on ideal positive and ideal negative solutions for each criterion. Finally, the keyword analysis also indicate that integrating MCDM methods with remote sensing technologies such as satellite imagery and aerial surveys is promising. These technologies deliver precise and comprehensive spatial data on land attributes. When this data is combined with MCDM method, it can enhance the accuracy and reliability of agricultural land assessment. All in all, this study offered two important contributions. Firstly, it represents a pioneering effort in the literature by performing a keyword analysis to provide quantitative insights into evolving research trends in the use of MCDM methods for agricultural land suitability assessments. Secondly, it provides valuable information for the scientific community, including researchers and funding agencies. Researchers may apply the advanced or combined MCDM techniques highlighted in this study to enhance the accuracy of land suitability assessment, whereas the funding agencies may use the study's findings to remain informed about the latest MCDM application and make strategic decisions about which research proposals to fund based on current trends. Nevertheless, like any other research, this research also has its own limitation. The analysis was based exclusively on publication from the Scopus database. We excluded other major databases like Web of Science and Google Scholar, and therefore, future research could benefit from including data from all significant databases to gain a more comprehensive understanding of MCDM application in agricultural land suitability assessment. With that, thank you very much.